role, and I was like, Alex, you have a problem. But
This is the show where we answer your questions, but if it gets too deep, we say don't go there.
Hello, and welcome to another Don't Go There. I'm here with Alex.
I want to see what you say first to see what it sounds like.
Mrazek.
Yeah!
Alex Mrazek.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Like, that is perfect.
I used to flip the consonants and call you Mrazek.
I get that a lot. Mrazek is another one. I don't know. What were we talking about? How?
So, let's go ahead and get started.
We were talking about your last name.
Oh yeah, how people, nobody can pronounce my last name.
I said Mazaraza.
So, to get this interview started,
Yes.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a performer?
Probably when I was a kid. I used to do magic a lot when I was a kid, like magic show. Like yes, I would put on little magic shows. I would read like old books on like magic, like and I there was like a store in town, and I would go and buy the things, and I would try to make some myself, and I loved that side of like illusions and making people believe something that isn't true. I performed ever since I was like in elementary school. I was in chorus and I did little school plays, and there was always something that I loved about performing. I think it's because of my mom. She was we used to live in Chicago, and she was an opera singer there, and so like performing has always been like, our arts was always like a big part of our lives when we were growing up. So there was always something I really enjoyed about it.
Did you go to college?
I did go to college. I went to University of Florida for acting. I have a BFA in acting. And I originally wasn't going to do that. When I started community college in Panama City, I was going for, I should backtrack actually. Right after high school, I started to get certified as an EMT.
Oh.
Yeah, right. And so I did that over the summer, because it only takes 6 months. That's slightly terrifying.
Wow. Yes.
But so I did that, and I did all like my clinicals. I rode in the back of ambulances, and I was in the ER for like 12 hours straight. Like we have to, all those, you have to do those.
Yeah.
And I did it, and because everybody, even though my family was on the artsy side, everyone had like a real job, like a normal job. So I did the arts on the side, and that's kind of what they said. You know, like get something in the medical field, get something that's solid, and then. You can do your fun stuff on the side, the artsy stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so I did that, and I finished it, and like one night I talked to my mom, and I was like, I just can't. I can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life, even if I went into like administration or something like that and moved up higher into something higher. And so I became a journalism major, which is so much better than being like so much more stable, right? Than being a drama major, than being an acting major. Yes. So I became, because I did high school. In high school, I was on the yearbook staff and newspaper staff and all that stuff. So I started doing that, and I got onto the staff at the community college. And then I just started taking my electives in theater, and all of my theater teachers were like, you should really try to do this. And I auditioned for the BFA program, and I got in. Awesome. And it kind of like, that's
awesome.
My family, not so happy. Right now, but it was a surprise. They said that the way that they found out that I had become a theater major was that they read it in a program for a show. And I was like, I thought I had told you guys, but surprise! So,
practical example right there while they're watching.
I know, right?
Did you have any guest service jobs?
Guest service jobs. I guess sort of. I worked for Northwest Airlines for a little bit. I was I started as a ground service agent, so I was the ones that you would see actually out there, like with the things, like bringing in the airplanes and like
oh my gosh,
stopping them and
no
like
way.
moving them around. Yeah.
Okay, so what was your audition experience like for the parks?
I don't know. It's such a different world than theater, because in theater they kind of want to see who you are first, and then see what you can bring. When I feel like in the theme park world, they really want to see what your interaction is going to be like with the guests, like right on. So obviously you're not going to go out into the park and go like, hello everyone, I'm Alexander Mrazek, and I will be here doing a tacky tourist character for you, and then go into, I think they want to really see that experience from the first moment they see you as a guest to the last moment. So
Right.
getting used to that, getting used to not doing something as traditional. Not to say that you couldn't do traditional theater, because I think there's lots of different shows that are coming out now, or that they've come out with, that allow you to show more of a classical acting style, or something that's a little more structured per se, that isn't necessarily just all improv based or character based. But it's really going in there and kind of being that person right off the bat. Getting used to that was challenging, but now it's been 6 or 7 years, so it's kind of like, all right, let's do this again, you know. let's see what comes out of my mouth this time.
What other shows have you done outside of the parks?
What shows have I done outside? Lots. I've been very fortunate to do things with Theater Orlando Rep, Garden Theater, Orlando Shakes, Beth Marshall Presents, Fringe. I've kind of been everywhere, which again I'm very grateful and very lucky to have gotten to do those things. Some of my highlights, things that I've really enjoyed doing. Alice Lost in Wonderland. I was with Beth Marshall at the Garden Theater, and then I did Boeing there a few years ago, which was so much fun. I love that show. I want to do that show again, like that. I've gotten to do some amazing things at the Orlando Shakes. I did Nicholas Nickleby, which is a show that doesn't get done very often because it's in its original form as a 9.5-hour show.
It is.
We did a 6.5-hour version of it, and it's got over 100 characters. So you have like 26 actors out there.
Wow.
It's just an expensive show to put on. Whoa. So we were the 8th or 9th production that was put on in the United States, I think.
Wow.
But it's an amazing story, and by the end, if you're, we'd have marathon Saturdays where you could see the first part. You would go and do like an English medieval dinner or something somewhere else, and then you could come back and see the second half. And so you would spend all day with these people, and you would go through this immense story and meeting these people, all these different characters, and following your main characters. But by the end, you're all just like, you're just so connected with these people because you've been with them all day.
Yeah.
And you're with your actors all day, and when you spend that much time on stage with somebody, it's an incredible experience. Like there is never going to be anything like that.
Yeah. So which show was your favorite to do?
I mean, honestly,
there
are so many.
Yeah.
It depends. Like I have different ones for different reasons. I talked about Nicholas Nickleby already, but that's just because it's something that honestly I probably won't get to do again. Maybe I will, but not many. The way that theater is going right now, it's a little bit about smaller casts and everything like that right now, and just the economic climate that we're in. So to do a big show like that, to get to be a part of it, is I think going to become more and more rare.
Yeah. So do you have any fails? Any performance fails?
Awesome.
Do you mean just in general, like performance, like just like on stage, or just
any on stage fail?
For some reason, I was doing Cinderella, and I had the propensity to keep slipping through in the show, so I would fall. And one was pretty amazing. I was carrying the slipper up. I was playing the steward, and I was carrying the slipper on the pillow, and I made because I was being very, and yeah, that'll be a word for it. And I just did a turn. I did a snap into it, and I fell. I just snapped too hard, and
Your bacon snap was too strong.
I broke my snap, and I fell. But when I fell, being the consummate actor that I am, I made sure to protect the glass slipper, even though it was probably plastic.
Yeah.
And I fell, but I held the pillow. Oh my
That's
god! I
funny you
literally
said
thought something was
fell.
coming through the window. Oh my god! It was just a kiwi.
Oh my god.
But I fell, and when I fell, I dropped, but the slipper stayed right there on the. But I incurred bodily damage, but the shoe and the slipper was, the pillow were fine.
Do you have a favorite musical?
That's such a hard question. I recently I recently have really fallen in love with Come From Away, which is on Broadway right now. And
It is on Broadway right now.
And it is an incredible story.
It is.
Classics, we talked about it earlier, Little Shop of Horrors. I've always loved that ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And one kind of, sort of out of left field, a lot of people don't know it, but it's called Passing Strange. And it is an incredible, just, the music is amazing. And I owned a DVD, if anybody's watching this, I owned it on DVD and somebody has it and will not tell me. So please bring it back to me. I want it back.
So, do you have a dream role?
I've been very fortunate that I've gotten to play a lot of roles that I've wanted to play. I would love to do Lumiere again in Beauty and the Beast. I got to play that on the community theater level, and I would love to get to really play it again, just because I love the role. But I really like to play it on a professional level. But it's just always such a fun role. I would love to do Noises Off. I say anytime that anybody's doing Noises Off, I want to be in it.
Which role?
I don't care. I will cycle through all of them.
So, we have graduated to the Twitter questions.
Ooh, okay.
And these are dire to your career.
These are dire to my career.
Yes.
Oh.
You need to answer these correctly. Which way does your toilet paper face?
Here's the thing. I'm terrible about putting it on the thing. Like I just.
I don't ever
So
put
it's
mine
just
I'm
sitting there?
the worst. It just
Sideways.
sits there, and it's the worst. I like literally. I've had an empty roll on the thing, and finished a roll was sitting on the counter, and I pulled out a third roll, and I was like, Alex, you have a problem. but if you have to, I guess it should. So you could pull it down. So down. So if I was.
Not over,
If I am here, whoo, I thought it was gonna fall. If I am here and the toilet paper's here, it should go this way. It should go this.
So under.
This.
Under. Instead of over.
I think so. I think
Okay.
under.
What's your favorite
Makes it easier to pull
smell?
off. Favorite smell. I love rose candles. Rose and like lilacs. Who's my favorite drag queen?
Do you have one?
That's what I do love. I do love me some Jinx Monsoon, but I also do love Ben de la Creme. That bitch, when she did Maggie Smith, I was like, oh, God, I love you so much. I love more of that. I don't want to use that term comedy queens because that's not. I don't think that's right. I just like I like the ones that are well-rounded. That they're not only do they look good, because you'll get my attention for the first minute and a half when I'm like looking at how pretty you are. But after that, I don't care how much you can whip your hair back and forth. Like, entertain me. Be well-rounded.
Which Disney princess would you most want to play?
I'd go to there's two old classic and new age. So I would say classic. I would Belle, because again I just love Beauty and the Beast. So Belle would be. I want to be her, even though she has Stockholm syndrome. But
She does.
She does.
And then new age is Rapunzel.
So,
This is gonna require some brain
would
power.
you ship Harry and Draco?
So as in would I relationship them?
Yeah.
Oh God, I know there's probably lots of fandoms that want to see that happen. I don't
Right.
know. Honestly,
I am totally against it.
I'd rather see Harry and Neville. Mostly because, oh my God,
That's because they.
he got so hot. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe has always been an attractive fellow.
Yes.
But oh my God. So for me, in my personal bank of things, it's Harry and Neville. Just like I was gonna try to do a British accent, which is terrible. Which we're not gonna do any. This is gonna be an accentless video. So I wouldn't ship them. I would ship Harry and Neville.
Also, the only two performers that have shown the most skin in public.
What is a baby hedgehog called?
I want to be more clever. It's terrible. That part of my brain is shutting down very quickly. What is a baby porcupine called? Oh, baby
Hedgehog.
baby hedgehog. A prickly pear.
If you were a condiment, which one would you be?
Barbecue sauce.
What if your thumb roared like a dinosaur?
That'd be freaking awesome.
Dinosaur.
Like every
I
time you
know,
gave a thumbs up, it was like Jurassic Park. Like. would be the perfect thing. Like, that'd be the best ever.
What attraction would you be at Disney World or Universal, and why?
Haunted Mansion, because it's old and overrated.
But it's been updated.
No.
amazing.
I can't. I do no. Believe me, I
It's amazing.
I do not mean that at all. I love Haunted Mansion. I think actually Haunted Mansion. I would literally, not that this is Haunted Mansion. I know people
I know.
often ask me. This actually glows in the dark. BT Dubs.
Actually, do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Wait, it's Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I get that a lot.
Don't tell us what it does.
Okay.
Hold on.
No, I love Haunted Mansion. And a lot of people either say that they think it's Haunted
I don't like
Mansion or
this
anything like
one.
that, but they just love it, and I love it. This is a threadless design, and I love threadless.
Oh.
It's absolutely fantastic. They make amazing shirts. Because I also love Halloween. I love spooky. I love dressing up. I love everything.
Do you have any public social media?
I do. I have Instagram. I am entertainer_Alextraordinaire. And if you want me to spell that, too bad. So
It's gonna be in the description
we'll put
below.
it on a box thing here. I am on Twitter. I just restarted. I have a love-hate thing with Twitter. I have too much
Twitter
to
and
say.
I have so many things wrong with Twitter.
I just have too much. I have too much to say. I'm not concise. Clearly,
You can't fit in the words. In the
I
box.
thought they had changed it. Like when I went back to it, I was like, "Didn't we change it?" It's like you don't have to use only 140. I was like, "No, it definitely stopped me."
No.
So I have an Instagram. I do have my own my website has my acting stuff on it. So www.alexandermrazek.com. What else am I on? I'm on Snapchat, but I'm the worst at Snapchat. I'm like, yay, and then I forget that it exists.
And you know where to find me: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Musical.ly, all at Ensley Ellis. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment what you'd like to see next time. And we will see you later.
Yeah.